It is raining. It is raining. Do y'all see this? Yes, it's the same minivan, guys, that I just worked on. Wow. All right, guys. I am back. Yes, I will admit, this is the exact same minivan we just did the transmission leak on. Y'all remember, in fact, I just posted that video. That's what's crazy. This is what we call, in the dealership world, a comeback or a recheck. However way you want to pronounce it, the car came back, okay? Customer saying he has a leak. Y'all remember I resealed that side cover, and I know I did a good job on resealing that. And I'm not saying that's where the leak is coming from, because I won't know until I get it up in the air. That's where I'm headed now. But recheck is in the making. I am disappointed in myself. You can potentially make your employer look bad. All sorts of things, guys. So I am running my mouth. I'm fixing to go inside, put this thing in the air, and find out exactly what's leaking. Now, y'all know the instructions come from the insurance adjusters, okay? The insurance company. They authorize and they approve and they dictate what repairs are to be done. I explained that in the last video. I explained that in the very first video when I received the used transmission in order to put it in, okay? Keep in mind, this is a used transmission out of a salvaged car, a wrecked car, basically. All right, the van was wrecked. Now, who knows? Some of that impact could have came from the wreck. You never know with this stuff, guys. So it is extremely risky dealing with used parts out of wrecked cars. God, the impact might not have been in the front where the transmission area is, but it could easily be related. You just never know, man. I don't understand it. But this is a comeback, guys. I am pulling into the shop. I'm about to let this thing up in the air. We're going to find out where the leak is. If it's in the exact same spot, then it's simple. That is a crack. There's a stress crack somewhere in this case. All right? I cannot fix that. You cannot see that with the naked eye, and you cannot repair that. They basically going to need I'm talking ahead of schedule right now. So what I'm going to do, guys, let it up in the air and figure out what the leak is. Don't go anywhere. I want to take y'all with me. I'm gonna go to a quick ad break. When I get back, we're gonna have this thing in the air to find out what's going on. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Alright, guys, let's go around here and see. I have the van up in the air. Wow. Just freaking wow. Exact same spots. Exact same spot that we just did. And as you can see, this is a fresh seal. This is the seal that I performed. And I did this seal when we replaced the unit. So whatever, let me see if I can see anything higher. Absolutely nothing higher ups. Nothing higher past here. It's just right in this area. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a stress crack somewhere in this case. You can't, I know how to seal a transpan. I'm using the correct RTV, using a factory RTV. And this is a new seal, axle seal. Remember when we put the axle seal in? You don't really see any fluid coming out of there. Now this is but that's seal. That's not leaking anything from there. The only explanation for this, yes, look at this perfectly good seal I did just 2 days ago. 2 freaking days ago. Like I said before, man, anytime you gotta reseal something like this or the differential cover, you got some issues going on, because those pans should never leak. I don't care, the transmission can be 500 years old. Why will a seal pan just start leaking for no reason at all? Something has to initiate that. Something has to trigger that, okay? Something like an impact. This pan Why would you ever need to take this pan off to reseal it unless you take it out to have it off to do some repairs? That's the only way. Now this pan comes off regularly to do trans service, so sure, there may be a time where you have to remove this to replace the filter and do it, and you could seal it, reseal it, a bad seal. You could create a bad seal, and yes, I will assume that would be leaking because it's off on, off on, off on. But something like a differential cover or the other cover in the rear, why would those leak? And there's nothing coming from this axle seal. So see, this stuff is working its way all the way back here. Let me see, because y'all know the power steering system also utilize red transmission fluid. That was the whole purpose of changing the color of the power steering fluid back in the day, was because they wanted to differentiate when you're diagnosing for leaks. Okay, so transmission fluid and power steering fluid pretty much close to the same type of fluids. Okay, so in order for you, back in the day now, in order for you to tell which one is leaking, they just gave them different colors. Now let me look at this rack and pinion also. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that could be, in fact, that is our problem. But how is this fluid working its way all the way over here? Now, y'all get a good look at that. Can y'all see that? Fluid could be leaking from that boot, but how is it making its way right here is the question. In fact, I'm almost certain the rack and pinion is leaking. But to get right to this point, and keep in mind, when you're driving, you're going forward. So if anything, how would fluid from back there work its way up here? If anybody was to let this car up in the air, they would assume it is leaking right here. Like if a fresh guy brought this car into the shop, somebody that don't know the problem, don't know that it's been replaced, let it up in the air. First thing he would write up is yes, it's leaking right here at the pan. Let's replace this. Not knowing the history, but like I say, that rack and pinion appears to be leaking, but I can't tell the boot. Okay, the rack and pinion, there's seal inside all rack and pinion steering gears. Let me see something. Right there. Y'all see this fluid? Yes, it's highly possible that it's leaking right there. Alright guys, let me take a quick ad break. Let me go analyze something, grab a nicer light. Probably put some dye in it, but let me go grab a decent light. Hold tight guys, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, I'm gonna go to an ad break. Alright guys, I got the wheel over and I used a better light. I am almost sure absolutely nothing coming from that axle right there. That's what I'm talking about. So the seal we installed 2 days ago is not leaking. I can't remember if I cleaned this off or not. So what I'm gonna do is clean all of this off and go drive the car and come back and recheck it, guys. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean. So if I clean this area off, go get a can of brake cleaner, clean everything off, go drive the car, and come back and let it back up in the air and see what happens. All right, guys, hold tight. Alright guys, as you can see, everything is dry. Everything is clean and dry. Now I'm about to go test drive this thing. Alright guys, let's go on a test drive, okay? So the goal is, or the thinking is, I just cleaned it off. I'm finna go drive it, put about 4 or 5 miles on it, come back, let it back in the air, and then check it to see if we have a leak. Alright guys, I am on the drive. I am back. Alrighty guys, got it back in the shop. Now in the air, let's go around and see what do we have. Oh boy, just what I figured guys. Leaking from the same freaking spot. Oh wow. Nothing's higher. Well, semi. That's water. Okay, let's take a look at this power steering system that we cleaned off. And look at that boot, guys. It is dry. So basically what that could mean is the fluid that's coming from the transmission blowing back here as the customer driver, because that boot is dry. That's from when I cleaned it earlier. Let me take a look up here. The whole racking system. Alright, everything under there is dry. Everything right here. I only been 5 miles, guys, so it doesn't take much. And in fact, the theory that I had earlier about it could be, the leak could be coming from the power steering, that could be true. It could be coming from that, but it would not have affected the transmission. Remember, the last time I had this car in, it was barely pulled. That's because it had no fluid in it. So basically what that leads me to believe is this fluid is coming from the transmission no matter what. Okay, because you can't have an empty transmission and no leaks, okay, especially if you know you filled it up prior. So yes, remember we was trying to lead to the fact if maybe that rack and pinion could be causing this leak, but I'm not low on rack and pinion or power steering fluid. I'm low on transmission fluid. Okay, so that whole theory is going down the drain, guys. Guys, there's nothing you can do about something like this. This is in the same spot, right in the same area. This is a perfectly sealed transmission. Nothing on the backside. It could be something simple as a stress crack. There's nothing I can do for this. This insurance company is gonna have a fit. They basically got to send me another unit just to repair this leak. Now, it's not just any old leak, because surely you can convince some customers to live with it. But what this does is leak all out and cause you not to pull. You can't convince a customer to continually check and add his transmission fluid. That part you would have a hard time with. But I'm sure you're going to convince a customer to live with a little small leak like that. But this will only get large, guys. There's nothing I can do. I need a unit. I know for a fact this case, the pan is now warped and it's properly sealed. But I tell you what they're gonna make me do: replace the pan. And that will be insinuating that the pan is warped. But again, well, I mean, there is a lot of space between this bolt and this bolt, meaning this pan can be bowled out. But that's where RTV come into play and eliminates any gaps. Okay, that's what RTV do. It eliminates, seals off any gaps, and it seals. It's supposed to. Ain't nothing I can do, man. Well, guys, I don't want this video to be long. I took y'all along for the journey with me. I called myself posting a successful repair 2 days ago on this same minivan, where we did the pan reseal and the axle seal. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing leaking from that axle seal. But look, that look like a crack right there. Wait a minute. Oh, that's just RTV. You can't hardly see stress crack with the naked eye. Alright guys, I have to call them back and tell them they need another unit just to fix this little tiny leak. Oh boy. Well, that's all I have, man. Thanks for watching. Comment and subscribe. I'll see y'all on the next video.